I had invited women that were, like I mentioned, trailblazers. Like Anina Vacu's running $1 billion company. And I could not believe that they showed up for me. And I was overwhelmed more with everyone was excited to do this and pour into it without questions asked. And Nina said something to me that morning because she was our opening speaker. She said, Veronica, it's because you have made so many deposits in this city. And I thought afterwards, like, holy cow, I made a lot of deposit, which was true. Like, I had been doing community relationship building for a long time. But women were calling me, sending flowers to me, thanking me. I mean, I'm talking about women who have built a lot of Dallas, and saying that they felt that something spiritual happened. It was a movement. It was like vulnerability. Everyone was not vulnerable. No one was guarded. It was a safe place, a safe space that people felt like it was almost sacred. Like you walked in and no one felt they were above or below anyone. Everyone was willing to have a conversation with a girl graduating from SMU or a $1 billion businesswoman who needs, someone to pour into. So I'm still, even to this day, getting notifications and letters and people asking me when is the next one and sharing stories, and it's crazy.
I think it's an interesting age kind of where I am, where we are, some of our friends, because people our age have small children, like you. People our age have grandchildren, like some of my friends. And so it can be kind of a weird age as far as reaching up, reaching down. But I really like the way you are reaching back, where some of us sometimes feel like people didn't always welcome us into the establishment. But now I think we're in a place where even as we're still building our careers, we can start bringing some of the people behind us along. And that's what I really like about the summit.
Right. And that was the magical part of that, because people had this sort of perception of who I was because of what I've been doing my entire career. And I started early on. So even the young women that were there were like, why did you do this? Because it was a selfless thing. I wasn't the one on the stage giving any type of game of whatever. I was behind the stage. And I remember that at the summit, all the tables were full. We sold out, right? So but my husband and I were eating, and we sat with the servers, and I didn't think anything of it. It was like a natural thing. And several girls that volunteered had sent me emails and were calling and crying, saying that they thought that was so moving to them that I actually sat with the people that were serving us. And I mean, it sounds small to a lot of people, but for me, it was so expansive in a way that people saw opportunity or a change in how we normally do business in Dallas, how we start a sisterhood of women, and how truly I was speaking authentically about me turning around and lifting another girl up, because people talk about doing that, but they don't really do it. So
Deconstructing Dallas, Ryan Trimble, Shawn Williams. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Veronica Torres, the CEO of Hey Chica Summit. Stick with us. Conference play is in full swing, and your SMU men's basketball squad is looking to claim another American Athletic Conference title. Come see the action in person by calling 214-SMU-GAME or go to smumustangs.com and get your tickets today. With big games coming up against Wichita State, Houston, and the Cincinnati Bearcats, you won't want to miss a second of the action on the court. So what are you waiting for? Call 214-SMU-GAME or go to smumustangs.com today. Pony up.
Welcome back Deconstructing Dallas, Shawn Williams, Ryan Trimble. We are with Veronica Torres, CEO and founder of Hey Chica Summit. You know, Veronica, one of the things that I thought was cool was some of the titles of some of your sessions, like Classy and a Little Badassy, Hermanas con Ganas,
yes,
and She Se Puede. I mean, it made me want to sign up to be a volunteer. So I want to talk about like moving forward next year because I'm already ready to sign up as a volunteer. So are you planning to do this in 2019?
Absolutely. You know, SMU, the week after, wanted to pick the date and get it moving, right? But I'm sad that you can't volunteer because it's an all-women's thing, and I try to keep as many men outside because women don't.
This does not sound right. I'm here to help. You know what I'm saying? I'm offering my services, but okay, it's all good, whatever.
No, you know, it's funny that you mentioned those titles, right? The whole point of this thing was I didn't want to do this as a part of another initiative, like a chamber or a nonprofit, because I knew that if I did that they would dictate what the content would be. And the authenticity of what the content should be like was compromised if a board said, oh, that's too edgy, or, you know what, we can't talk about that. So I think that's where the magic was with the summit, was that I could pick the edgy stuff that you see at South by Southwest. I reference that because that's the innovation of the conversation for me. You think of Hermanas con Ganas, it's like, hey, the sisterhood with a lot of grit and ambition. The Classy and Badassy, that's what it is. It's women who are still maintaining that, but, you know, killing the game. So even the name Hey Chica was about, hey, girl, let me put you in the game. That's where I'm a Jay-Z girl, and
of course,
that's where that came from, right? It was like, hey, girl, let me put you in. Like, instead of fear-based, like, no, I don't want to invite you because you're going to take my idea, or hey, I'm not going to put you on because I'm still trying to grow mine, so, you know, you can step aside sort of thing. It's like, Hey Chica. So it was very much geared to Latinas, but there were a lot of non-Latinas there too. But it was Latina without having to say that we're Latina, right? Because Chica translates in that way of its own. But
you mentioned that SMU is a partner with you. That's with the SMU Cox School of Business Latino Leadership Institute. Is that correct?
Right.
And so tell me about their involvement. We get to work with them here at Allen Media, and so I was just curious about what their role was.
Yeah, so Ana Rodriguez, who's an amazing sister of mine, and her and I have done a lot of projects together. As soon as she moved into the role there as an executive director, and I had told her about what I wanted to do, she's like, you have to do it here. And I was like, no, it's academia, it's boring, parking's awful. You know, everything that you think of when you go to a college campus is like, no, I want something hip, you know, and whatever. And I did just a courtesy visit to go see the school, and I thought, I like this, it could work. And it only holds 300 people, and I thought, oh my God, hopefully we can fill it up or whatever. And we sold out, and it was perfect, but also they were really putting their game up and offering 50% off some master programs. I mean, they were really saying, we're going to put the stake in the ground and saying, we're going to invest in Latinas, and this is how we're going to do it. So they were pretty progressive. It was a win-win. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and, you know, I wanted to talk just in general about self-care because, you know, even here at Allen Media, you know, we have Mastermind Mindfulness Studio, and it's something that we've gotten involved in. We do a meditation here weekly, but then I know a lot of us take that home with us to practice our meditation. So, you know, you have a yoga studio, but I know even Hey Chica is part of a bigger self-care initiative that you've kind of been working on.
Right. Like I said, it was supposed to be a wellness summit for women because I was recovering from several things that I think a lot of women have to go through. So self-care is the new thing. I don't know. I think I mentioned to you, Shawn, before, 90% of what I do outside of our yoga studio in business comes from corporate wellness programming. Self-care is something that I started doing workshops at the studio around, like sage cleansing, holistic health, meditation, but making it edgy and cool and fun where people can actually find it not so mystic or whatever, right? Because the stigma with how that works. But then I got into deep conversations about women. They're like, oh, I just had a kid, I'm having postpartum, or I'm grieving, or so I started reading and developing programs around self-care and what that looks like. So we started teaching a lot of lawyers and all these groups that have women, like a growing women population of professionals, self-care, and what does that look like? It's not getting your nails done, that's pampering. I tell them self-care is really the intention of doing these things from a spiritual, physical, and mental perspective for your oneself. And then you take that into a culture, you take that deeper with culture, even more so in the Hispanic community. That's kind of frowned upon to go see a therapist or do or whatever. So I take that edgy culture, kind of fun, and I infuse that, and it becomes very appealing to a young Latina who doesn't know how to address her emotions or the cultural stigmas that we deal with, from mental health issues to teen pregnancies and all that stuff. So self-care is about to take off. It still hasn't reached even nearly where it's going to go, and that's what excites me more about that.
That's very cool. Well, if any of our listeners wanted to join you at the event or sponsor the event, where could we find you?
Right. So on Instagram, it's Hey Chica Movement. Okay. The website, Hey Chica Summit. But actually the brand above all that, because the wellness conference, I didn't mention we do a networker called Tacos and Chill. It's on the Healthy Latina Lifestyle is the brand that's, and hopefully soon the podcast.
Well, cool. I'm going to be going to the website so I can find the volunteer form. But thank you so much, Veronica, for joining us today. And we look forward to, many great things. And, again, as a friend who sat down and talked to you about this, to see where it has gone is just exciting. So I want to, commend you, your team, your friends of folks, your chicas, because y'all are really, as you say, killing the game.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
Deconstructing Dallas. We'll be right back.
Deconstructing Dallas, Shawn Williams, Ryan Trimble. I had to get Ryan to sit back down because he's been walking around the studio getting his steps in. So thanks for sitting back down to record this show with me.
You are welcome, sir. And that was loved having Veronica in. That's great. She's doing big things, and
she encourages a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm a lot more excited, and I've actually started attempting yoga recently.
Impressive.
I've got a couple of downloaded sessions.
Not a class. You're going.
I've not stepped up to the class. I'm not ready for anybody else to see this just yet.
Is that so you can wear the full Lululemon suit?
I mean, I cannot confirm nor deny what my yoga wear is, but either way, I am not ready for prime time.
I'm proud of you either way.
Well, thank you.
I'm proud of you either way.
Thanks, Ryan. I appreciate that.
So the big game is this weekend, sir.
The big game. I mean, we don't want to get sued by the NFL by using a term that is,
right.
foreboding. But
right.
Yes, the big game is this weekend. I am not as excited as I would like to be because I wanted the Rams and the Chiefs to make it. The Patriots did what the Patriots always do, and I'm not mad at them for that. But I just don't feel like the Rams, because of that call at the end, I don't feel like they deserve to be there.
Whatever, man. I'm excited that I have a team to cheer for. My dad, growing up, I'll never forget, he had one of those blown glass football Christmas ornaments that was Los Angeles Rams. He was a big Rams guy growing up.
Was the yellow and the blue?
Also, here's your Dallas tie-in. Did you see what Wade Phillips was wearing on the team plane as they got off the plane?
I did not.
he was wearing Bum Phillips' jacket, the old leather, long, like top coat with the fleece lining, and then the cowboy hat. It was brilliant.
Throwback to the Love You Blue days.
That's
of the
right.
Houston Oilers.
That's right.
You know what? I'm excited for Wade. I like the Rams. They've got former Aggie great Josh Reynolds on the team out there, hauling in passes, and I hope they win. But it's just something about it.